Hello, Soden Bowl. Week 3 is already upon us. The week has almost been completed. We have a few games scheduled to go tonight, but we want to take a few minutes here and run over the scoreboard real quick. Our game of the week, our Thursday night primetime game of the week featured D. Soden 1's New York Jets traveling to the Alpha Heels Cleveland Browns. This was a close game. This one was back and forth. There was a 68-yard field goal in 17-mile-per-hour winds kicked by the Jets. Baker Mayfield had a pretty good game. He threw for 177 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Rookie quarterback Sam Darnold for the Jets, he struggled a little bit. He threw for 166 yards, no touchdowns, and an interception that was absolutely huge. That interception cost the Jets the game in that one. So final score in Cleveland is the Jets 12 and the Browns 14. We had the New Orleans Saints traveling to Atlanta to play the Falcons. So we had Spartan Zombie 99 playing his first Soden Bowl game against D. Ellis 19. It was a close game, low-scoring game with two high-scoring offenses. We had Drew Brees throwing for 168 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Pretty good game for him. He just couldn't get it in the end zone. Matt Ryan struggled a bit here. He did throw for 177 yards. He had no touchdowns, but he did throw two interceptions. Low-scoring affair. We have the Atlanta Falcons winning 9-7 at home versus the Saints. The Green Bay Packers traveling to Washington. We have Big Mike 799914 traveling to play You're Blessed 0-0 in Washington. This game was really one-sided. The Washington Redskins, Coach You're Blessed is just such a dominant user. Alex Smith, QB rating of 150.4, almost perfect. He threw for 359 yards and two touchdowns, no interceptions. Aaron Rodgers, probably one of the best quarterbacks in the league, one of the best users in the league. Using him, he struggled. He threw 160 yards and one interception. So we have the Washington Redskins winning this game easily, 37-3 over the Green Bay Packers. We have Made in Hawaii's Indianapolis Colts heading out to Philly to play Bearded Dragons Philadelphia Eagles. Now, the Eagles were featured in our game one, in our first primetime game, week 1, and it was a great game, and really, Bearded Dragon has not disappointed. He won this game easily versus one of the best owners in Soden Bowl, 32-14. Bearded Dragon won this one, and, Carson Wentz had a great game. Quarterback rating of 142.5, 191 yards passing, one touchdown, no interceptions. Andrew Luck was not so lucky. He threw for 165 yards. He did throw for two touchdowns, but he had one interception. And those will kill you, especially when you're playing against a good team. We had the Buffalo Bills with Coach Go Mets 2011 traveling to Minnesota to play 2-Crib 16. Another one-sided game here. Buffalo's roster, it's a tough roster. They're going against a very good roster in Minnesota. This one really wasn't that close. We did have the Bills quarterback Nathan Peterman. He had a pretty good game here. He threw for 159 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Looks like we saw Allen for a little bit, too, for the Bills. Josh Allen, he threw for 37 yards, but he threw two interceptions, so I don't think we'll see him again for a little bit. Kirk Cousins on the other side of the ball, he did exactly what Kirk Cousins does. He had a good game. He threw for 147 yards and a touchdown in that one, and the Minnesota Vikings cruised to a victory here, 28-9. Looking down the line here, we had the Denver Broncos, coached by SYHH. He traveled out to Baltimore to play Uncle Creepy 239. Creepy's got a good control of his team here. He's having a pretty good year with the Ravens. SYHH, he's just a really good owner too. So looking at this game, we had the rookie Lamar Jackson getting the start for the Ravens, and he only threw for 33 yards. And then we had Joe Flacco come in, and Flacco threw for 107 yards, a touchdown, but three picks. 3 picks will hurt you. Case Keenum in a Denver Broncos uniform expected to bring some offense out there to Denver. He did. He threw for 104 yards, touchdown, but again, 3 interceptions. You know, those are huge. Interceptions will kill you. This game, Denver winning this game 17-7 in Baltimore. Good win for the Broncos to keep up in the division. We have the Cincinnati Bengals heading out to Carolina to play the red-hot Panthers. Warren got stick, just having a fantastic year with those Panthers. Cam Newton, possibly an MVP candidate. Cam Newton had a rating of 141.6 in this game. He was throwing the ball all over the place. He threw for 330 yards, 4 touchdowns. He did have 1 interception, but when you're slinging the ball around that much, you're going to make a mistake. Bengals star of the week last week, Trevon Boykin, he came out of nowhere. I believe he played college ball in TCU. He came onto the scene last week, led the Bengals to a comeback. Nothing doing this week. He struggled this week. He threw for 184 yards. He did throw a touchdown, but 5 interceptions. So those interceptions will absolutely kill you. So we have the Carolina Panthers winning easily at home, 49-13 over Josh Lerma's Bengals. The Tennessee Titans travel out to meet the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, the Jaguars struggled last week in New England. They were able to move the ball a little bit, but they couldn't get in the end zone. They were only able to kick a field goal. It looked like they might have had a touchdown on their opening drive in New England, but no dice there. So they're looking for a bounce-back game here against the Titans. And Marcus Mariota, almost a perfect game for him, a 153 rating. He threw for 181 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Very good game for the young quarterback. Blake Bortles. Bortles has struggled a little bit. He's been off and on the last couple seasons. He did have a very good game in this one. He had a 122.9 rating, 173 yards and 2 touchdowns, but it wasn't enough. The Tennessee Titans win 23-16 in Jacksonville. San Francisco 49ers, coached by Swing on D's, heads out to Kansas City to play Kursky K2 and the Kansas City Chiefs. This was another good game. 2 pretty good teams here roster-wise. I know the Chiefs missing Alex Smith. Chiefs relied on Chad Henne in this game. Henne actually had a perfect game, 158 quarterback rating, only 89 yards. He did throw a touchdown. Patrick Mahomes, he is going to be the star of the Kansas City Chiefs. Mahomes played most of the game. He had a 116 rating, 286 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. He really had a good pulse of the game, was able to move the ball around. Jimmy Garoppolo and the 49ers, he struggled in this one. He only threw for 98 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Only a 55 quarterback rating, but this was a pretty close game. You look at the stats, you figure Kansas City would kind of walk away with this thing by 2-3 scores, but nope. I've got the 49ers falling in this one, 17-14 in Kansas City. So the Chiefs able to pull out a victory there. We've got the red hot, possibly the best team in Soden Bowl, the Los Angeles Chargers heading out to play the Los Angeles Rams. Kind of a unique game here because they both share the same stadium, much like the Giants and Jets, so no real home advantage here, but boy, did the Chargers really bring it on again this week. Just a fantastic game again by NFL Gordon. Let's see, Teddy Bridgewater. Bridgewater had a good game. He did throw some interceptions. He threw for 204 yards, 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Then we had Jared Goff with that offense in LA. I mean, that Rams offense is pretty darn good. He threw for 261 yards, only 1 touchdown, and 5 interceptions. You can't do that, especially when you're facing the Chargers. That Chargers ground game is phenomenal. So I've got the Chargers here. They won this game easily, 33-10 against a very good Rams roster in Philadelphia. We've got the Chicago Bears. This was just a defensive battle. Jimmer B82 has played lights out this year. Very good owner. First year in Soden Bowl, and he's looking like he's cruising to the playoffs. He's playing against an old-timer, A. Griggs 26. This guy's been around the league for a while. He's one of the best general managers in the league. He's trying to turn that Cardinals team over. He's doing a pretty darn good job. He's staying really competitive with a really kind of a team that, lost some stars, but just they couldn't afford to sign them all. So, let's see. We've got Josh Rosen. He played a pretty good game coming in, rookie quarterback for the Cardinals. He threw for 235 yards, but again, 3 interceptions. You can't turn the ball over that much. We got Mitchell Trubisky for the Bears. He struggled. Only a 26.5 quarterback rating. He couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. But he threw for 123 yards, 2 interceptions. This game was a defensive battle. We've got the Bears going into Arizona, winning this game 9-6. Just an absolute defensive battle. Our last game of the week here features the New England Patriots heading out to play the Detroit Lions, and this was a one-sided affair here. Tom Brady and the Patriots offense has been close, but they haven't been able to get the typical offensive production that they're used to. Well, they got it in this game. Tom Brady, perfect quarterback rating. 157.8. He threw for 437 yards, 5 touchdown passes, no interceptions. Brady didn't play past the third quarter. Rookie quarterback Danny Etling came in, and he looked just like Brady. 100 quarterback rating, 48 yards, drove that team down the field. This was a bit of a surprise. Matthew Stafford. Stafford struggled big time in this game. Stafford only threw for 38 yards in this one. That Detroit Lions defense, I think they're still trying to cover the Patriots receivers here. The Patriots had 3 receivers, well, 2 receivers and 1 tight end, all go over 100 yards in this game. Julian Edelman broke out. Edelman was silent the last couple weeks. I know he's coming back from that knee injury, but Edelman had 11 receptions, 106 yards, and a really good touchdown there. So he broke out, really kept that Patriots offense moving. Patriots also ran the ball for about 160 yards as a team here. James White ran the ball for 110 yards by himself before going down with an elbow injury. Sony Michel played pretty good, 44 yards. Patriots cruise in this game. Not much to see here in Detroit. Patriots win 41-0. Soden versus Pickled Punk here. So Patriots look to be back on track. We do have some highlights from around the league, so we are going to take a look at those. We have Patriot highlights here. We have bringing the offense down here in the red zone. 1st and 10, second drive of the game. He fires over the sideline there. Great leaping catch by Gronkowski. Just gets the toes in. Beautiful play. Brady to Gronk. Brady back in the red zone again. This play we were talking about earlier, he hits Edelman, who just rolls off the defenders and falls in the end zone for a touchdown. We got Brady looking deep here. He's going deep to the rookie to the receiver that they traded a 1st-round draft pick for, and he did not disappoint. Bird is just absolute lights out with the speed. Burns that Lions defense. Linebacker trying to cover him. You're not going to do that. You got to keep a safety over the top. So easy touchdown for the Patriots. They cruise in this game, 41-0. Well, that's all we've got for today, Soden Bowl. Week 4 will be here tonight, and let's look forward to more highlights here. Have a good night, guys.